The California High-Speed Rail Authority proposing a change of location for a Merced station to avoid derailing local businesses.
Currently, there's a number of businesses impacted, including several of our top sales tax producers.
We'll look at the new proposed location and what those against the move are saying about the possible change.
Governor Gavin Newsom now speaking out in opposition against a proposed California wealth tax. Why he argues the measure would negatively impact the state's economy and why supporters say the one-time tax would help rather than hurt the state.
President Trump now touting his economic strategy despite concerns over affordability and his ongoing tariff war. How new data is disproving recent claims that the Trump administration created an economic boom in the first year of his second term.
And that fog is already coming on strong out there. Thick, dense fog out there this morning, and it is going to last us for quite a while. Coming up, we'll check out the visibilities for you and see just about how long this fog is going to last this morning.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
We begin this hour of Great Day, this 5 o'clock hour, with a live look at fog coverage around the central San Joaquin Valley. To your left, a look at Highway 99 at Jensen as you're coming into Fresno from the south. And to your right, Highway 198 at Hanford-Armona Road. Yeah, it is thick. It is there. Give yourself plenty of time if you're driving through it. It is a sharp contrast once you come into the city of Fresno.
Yeah, and it's patchy out there too. So you're going to want to take it easy. You're going to hit walls of it, and then it's going to be clear for about a mile, and then it's going to hit it again. So.
I will tell you, the drive from Selma to Fresno, consistent and thick as can be.
Wow.
Yeah, no relief at all, at least through that stretch I can speak of.
Well, so now you know how your day is starting out there.
That's any indication. Just drive carefully like we always say.
There it is. All right, that's Liz, that's Carl, I'm Justin.
Howdy.
Thanks for joining us, and here's what's happening right now. Current conditions, here we go. It is 42 degrees outside right now, and yeah, it's going to be cold out there in addition to the fog. Dew points at 40, and not a lot of fog in our immediate area, but man, let me tell you, it is thick out there right now. Coming up at 10 a.m., it'll be 45 degrees, at noon 53, and at 5:56. Plenty of sunshine once we're done with the fog, and there we go. That's what's going on. Coming up in just a bit, though, we're going to get a look at this dense fog advisory. We are going to see what's going on with the dense fog advisory in place and track those visibilities next.
The high-speed rail station in Merced may be headed in a new direction. City leaders are considering a change of locations. It's a move they say could save time and money. Now, this week, the California High-Speed Rail Authority presented a new, less disruptive location to the city. The new plan would relocate it to Southwest Merced near Mission Boulevard instead of downtown Merced along West 16th Street. The proposed relocation is welcomed news for business owners in the city. Many were at risk of closing to make way for the high-speed rail trail. Others worry, though, the move could create transportation issues.
How are people going to get there, okay, if it's moved to Southeast Merced? Is Merced planning to run more bus lines? How much is that going to cost the city? What exactly are you going to do? Are you expecting everybody to drive? Won't that add a lot of pollution to a part of the city that's already very polluted?
The mayor of Merced says that leaders plan to revisit the topic again next month for more public input. But he also noted that since the station's new proposed location is outside of city limits, the city would likely annex it in the future. Well, the American dream of owning a home can be a nightmare in California. Tough, expensive, especially depending on where you live. And happening right now, two of the state's largest home insurers are raising rates again. But some areas are also getting more coverage options. According to filings with the California Department of Insurance, AAA plans to raise rates by about 7% starting in March. That is for 481,000 homeowners in Central and Northern California. Meantime, Mercury plans to raise rates by an average of 8% for more than 650,000 homeowners. These rate hikes were approved by the state insurance commissioner under a plan to help reform the state's insurance industry. In exchange for the rate hikes, insurance companies will write more policies in parts of the state where insurance is not readily available. Most of these, for example, are fire zones. However, condo owners and renters will be seeing rates go down. Both companies say the main reason behind the rate hikes is inflation, as we've been talking about so much here, along with a greater risk for catastrophe like a fire. But people can get discounts by doing some relatively simple things. For example, you want to clear out that defensible space around your home. Build decks with fireproof materials. Cannot emphasize that enough. Or even installing devices to monitor for water leaks. Okay, so now let's talk down to the nitty-gritty in terms of the zip codes. There are a few of the areas that will see the biggest rate jumps when it comes to these two companies. For example, in Auberry, we're looking at the rates going up 18% for those that have their home insurance with Mercury, AAA 5%. When it comes to Friant, you will be seeing about 20% increase, a 5% increase with AAA, 20% for Mercury. Madera Ranchos, 20% with Mercury Insurance, 5% with AAA. In Springville, though, the rate hike is much more substantial. We're seeing a 39% increase proposed for Mercury, a 6% increase for AAA. As for the FAIR plan itself, enrollment, that's the last resort insurer for people living in areas of high fire risk who lost their homeowners insurance or saw their rates really skyrocket by tens of thousands of dollars. Enrollment for the FAIR plan jumped by over 21,000 in just the last 3 months of last year. So again, this is meant to decrease enrollment in that and hopefully move some people to a different insurance that's actually with a carrier as opposed to the FAIR plan that is administered by the state. Justin?
All right, 5:06 now. Live look at Highway 99 in Madera right now. Yep, foggy up there too. This is 99 and Avenue 7 there. And yeah, some thick, dense fog out there this morning as well. A lot of places looking at some really dense fog this morning here. So it's likely going to shift as we speak. So here's what's happening right now. Fresno, parts of it, 2 miles visibility. On the outskirts, it's down to 0. In Lemoore, Hanford, you got 0 visibility right now, and basically that means probably 50 feet in front of you if you're lucky. Quarter-mile visibility over in Visalia. Reedley sitting at 3/4, and we're at a quarter-mile visibility up in Madera. These are likely going to adjust as the morning goes on, but what you need to know is there is a dense fog advisory for the entire valley, and you are looking at quarter-mile visibilities or less up and down the valley at any given moment. This is going to be patchy fog, so as you're driving, you might see a thick wall of fog. You'll drive through it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's clear, and then more fog after that. So be careful. This dense fog advisory is in effect from Merced County all the way well into Kern County there, and it is in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. Expecting some foggy day schedules to pop up out there. So if that's you, your school district needs to issue a foggy day schedule, let us know. You can do that by going to KMPH.com. You drop down to weather, and then you click on school closings, and you can submit your foggy day schedule there, and we'll report those as they come into you here on Great Day. We'll also keep them at the bottom of the screen on the ticker there, so keep an eye on that for those foggy day schedules. So this fog is likely going to be hanging on here each morning here for the next few days. We have a little bit of troughing on either side of us here that's kind of helping keep that in place. We got some moisture on the ground that is really kind of staying in there, and then it kind of convects upwards, and then we got some warmer temperatures getting the heat up and into the mountains there, and so you'll see the mountains get a little bit warmer than the rest of us today. High pressure is going to make sure that it stays that way, and it's also acting as kind of a cap on some of that fog here, so keep it as foggy in the mornings for the next few days. All right. Sunny for us in the afternoons, though, after we're done with the fog. We'll be at 62 today, 66 tomorrow. Yeah, going to be very warm tomorrow. Temperatures getting well above normal there, and then 61 on Friday, upper 30s, low 40s overnight. All right, coming up in just a bit here, we'll take a look at the highs and lows across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley for your Wednesday.
In Merced County, a man is now facing some gruesome charges. He's accused of shooting his friend's dog and then forcing his friend at gunpoint to bury it. The Merced County Sheriff's Office says the man was at his friend's house. They were joking around when his friend got angry, his friend got angry, pulled out a handgun, and then shot his dog. Deputies say he then pointed the gun at the dog owner, forced him to bury it. 57-year-old James Charles Morales of Winton was taken into custody. The dog's remains were recovered and taken to an animal shelter. Now, detectives booked Morales into the Merced County Jail on multiple charges, including animal cruelty. And a man is now under arrest in connection with the home invasion robbery last Sunday in Fresno. Officers were called to a home near North Satin Nickel Drive after somebody heard gunfire. Officers arrived. They learned a man showed up at the home, fired 2 shots into the door, then forced himself into the house, held all 3 people at gunpoint, stole things from them, and walked away. The man, identified as Adam De La Cruz, was later arrested and booked into Fresno County Jail. The Senate is getting ready to vote on a war powers resolution aimed at limiting the president's ability to carry out future military action against Venezuela. How the president is dissuading GOP members from voting on the legislation, plus what hurdle the measure will face if it advances through the Senate. Leaders in Fresno County calling for local and national support of ICE agents and law enforcement officers. Why they say they felt compelled to speak up.
The Chuck Chansey Sky Camp, sponsored by Chuck Chansey Gold Resort and Casino.
And here's a live look now at Fresno Yosemite International Airport from above our Fox 26 studio. It is 5:10 and 41 degrees right now. You can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres of Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.